everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Los Angeles Fire Chief Ralph Terrazas, Mayor Eric Garcetti, and Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez held a press conference on the fire department's readiness for the peak of wildfire season. Attendees were given a tour of the latest equipment and briefed on strategies that will be employed to weather this deadly fire season.
Fire season is here. There's no question how destructive and dangerous wildfires are, which is why we all need to be prepared during this fire season and each play a role in protecting our families and our city.
Este día lo que se anunció es el comienzo de la temporada de incendios en la ciudad de Los Ángeles y el sur de California. Estos típicamente comienzan en agosto, septiembre y dura hasta diciembre de cada año. El municipio de Los Ángeles tiene 5 helicópteros de tamaño mediano disponibles. En adición a eso, esta compañía Ericsson hace uno mucho más grande disponible, con capacidad de 2.600 galones. Es la cantidad que llevan 5 bomberas caer sobre un solo ataque, una sola pasada.
The aviation resources that we bring to bear each brush season are critical to keeping brush fires small within the city of Los Angeles. When we go out on a brush dispatch, we send everything we have in terms of our helicopters. And we also send several fire engines and firefighters to contain the footprint of the fire. So we've been very successful in the last few years. We continue to keep that pace for this year.
Well, this equipment here is great in the times of emergency when we need it to actually combat those wildfires. But the reality is that it's our residents that we really depend on to help do the preventative work that will reduce our need for this type of investment. We need to make sure that residents are doing everything possible to create defensible space around their homes. If they are in hillside areas, that they're conducting their hillside brush clearance. And most importantly, that they're doing the home hardening. Home hardening is when you're actually protecting your attic space from embers that could potentially fly and ignite your attic space.
We actually visit areas that are in the brush, so we are making sure that homeowners are compliant with the regulations that they're supposed to be, and those that aren't, we revisit them to make sure that they have complied and take the appropriate actions if they haven't.
It is incumbent upon the public to do its part, to be prepared, to protect your home, to protect your family, by doing the early prevention measures that will help keep us all safe.
Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell recently paid a visit to Silver Lake residents. The council member brought news of the many resources available to his constituents, listened to ideas and concerns, and even brought along workers from the Streets LA Urban Forestry Division to trim a few overgrown trees. Take a look.
Here we are in Silver Lake on Maltman near the Sunset Junction, which is a historic and vibrant neighborhood, and we're doing a special project today for all of Maltman. We're trimming trees that are overgrown. We're going door to door, providing resources for constituents, and we have a canopy where we're distributing information for people shopping at the farmers market and just walking by. We love doing outreach and making sure that my constituents understand the resources that are available to them.
The councilman's done a great job, and your entire team, of getting people off the street and into housing.
So we've been engaged in this neighborhood for a long, long time, and today is, a step in this ongoing process. I like empowering people with knowledge and making City Hall less abstract, right? And so as the council member representing the 13th District, it's really important to me that my constituents understand that we're accessible, that there are resources available. These community walks have resulted in things like signalized crosswalks, all-way stop signs, speed humps, new street lighting. One of our walks resulted in a skate park. I mean, these are really great functions to do for an elected official and his or her staff. It just keeps you in touch on the ground with your constituents. And I think that's what people want to see from their government. Call us at 213-473-7013 or 213-207-3015 or cd13.com. We're very accessible. Enjoy this beautiful city. Participate in making your government more responsive to you and working better. My office demonstrates that we're here, we're available, and that we care.
The Delta variant of COVID-19 is hitting the youth of our communities hard. To raise awareness and to help keep our community safe against COVID-19, Councilmember Kern Price recently hosted a vaccination event at his field office in South LA.
Sadly, the Delta variant has changed the rules again. We are seeing right now more pediatric patients in hospitals all over the country and actually in the world. We saw it in India, we saw it in England, and here right now in the US. That's why, protecting our kids with a vaccine if they are 12 years and older, it's the best thing that we can do. Right now, we know that our African American community and our Hispano community are fighting every day with one or two jobs, running from one side to another, and they want to be protected, but sometimes there's not enough time to actually get vaccinated. That's why we're bringing the vaccine to the community.
We're just encouraging our young people and our adults to get the vaccine. We've seen low rates in our community, and so we're doing a variety of things to encourage folks to get the vaccine and to be safe. We're encouraging folks at the parks, at recreation centers, etc., even going door to door. But today at our district office here on 43rd and Central, we're going to be giving away Beats headphones for the first 200 youth that sign up and get a vaccine. For our adults, we've got a $100 gift card from Northgate Supermarkets.
Es muy importante tener la vacuna para seguir evitando los contagios y pues para estar sanos porque pues no es nada agradable.
The shot is available, it's accessible, it's free, and it can save lives. And that's our focus here today.
For more information on where to get your free vaccine shot in Council District 9, visit thenewninth.com. The LA City Economic and Workforce Development Department hosted a WorkSource Center in the West Adams area. The EWDD has a goal to help Angelenos get back to work, and the Channel 35 cameras were there to get the scoop.
ADAP has been around for nearly 50 years, and we help people in recovery. We have youth programs and prevention programs. This is the WorkSource Center. We help people with jobs. WorkSource Center has been a tremendous asset to us. We marry the job development services with our recovery services, and it's a tremendous powerful weapon for us.
The WorkSource Center is a facility, and I think the best way to think about it is that it's your personal employment agency. It's a place where employers and job seekers can come to get matched. It's a place where job seekers can look for job placement, use computers, find the resources that they need to be trained or to find new employment.
We're finally starting to see people coming in much more frequently, which is something we were doing before COVID. People are starting to look for jobs. Now they're trying to get that training to better themselves, make themselves better for their family, help support their family. California, Los Angeles is expensive, and people need to work, and people want to go back to work. So what we help do is help put them back to work.
Yeah, WorkSource has been in our community for a while, so I come to them, for resume. They help me out all the time to update my resume, for the WorkSource. And there's a lot of programs here now. I'm currently in a program to trying to get my CDL license. So I'm going through that. That's a great benefit for me.
The West Adams WorkSource Center is one of those WorkSource centers that's thriving in the city of Los Angeles to provide excellent service to the community. And so that I think what the community needs to know that the services are free, and that they provide services to people, individuals who are homeless, veterans, dislocated workers, and adults.
EWDD currently operates 16 WorkSource centers and 3 portal offices located throughout Los Angeles. To find a WorkSource center near you, visit ewddlacity.com. The Office of Community Beautification is doing their part to help LA residents conserve water. The agency provided free rain barrels for Angelenos. The rain barrels are designed to capture non-drinking rainwater to use for watering lawns, flowers, and gardens. Here's that story.
So today we're inviting City of LA residents to come prepare early for the wet weather season. We're providing rain barrels free of charge. These rain barrels can be used to store and capture rainwater, which of course it is non-potable, so this is non-drinking water. Each rain barrel holds around 55 gallons, and they are fashioned with water spouts so that it's easy to access as well. These rain barrels are actually repurposed syrup bottles from the Reyes Coca-Cola company. So they've been thoroughly cleaned out and then retrofitted so that it's easier to capture the rainwater. Amid the California drought, these rain barrels are an easy way for LA City residents to help conserve water, also has the potential to save residents on their water bill uses as well.
If I need to use water to clean some stuff off from the street or something, it's good to know that I could just go to the rain barrel and get some water from there instead of having to use water from the house, right?
We have a gutter system right now it's just running into the yard and it just piles up and makes a puddle. We figure why not start collecting it and using it to start watering our plants.
At this time, rain barrels are limited to 1 rain barrel per household. Though if you would like to purchase an additional rain barrel, have an additional rain barrel on your property, these rain barrels are very similar in nature, can be found at home improvement stores, and they usually range in price anywhere from $50 up to $200.
Those little things that we do to save money also go a long way in conserving water and energy and resources, right? Every little bit that we do, from taking shorter showers to collecting water in rain barrels, all those little things, if we all do it, add up. It makes a big difference.
For me, it's benefiting the community by saving water. We're doing everything that we can, runoff from things like air conditionings and rain, collecting and reusing it to water our garden and vegetables in the back.
Councilmember Rahman leads a panel on LA's meth epidemic. A new anti-hate mural is unveiled in Koreatown, and the Housing is Key program supplies more housing aid to Angelenos. These stories up next on City Beat.
Councilmember Nithya Rahman hosted a live panel conversation addressing the growing meth epidemic in the city of Los Angeles. The panel is in direct response to the CDC findings from 2020, revealing that 92,000 people in the U.S. lost their lives to a drug overdose. The CDC data indicated that those numbers spike larger in California. The panelists included Dr. David Goodman from UCLA, Armando Gudino from the Drug Policy Alliance, and Soma Snake Oil from the Sidewalk Project. To learn more about the resources discussed, visit drugpolicy.org, hptn094la.com, or thesidewalkproject.org. The Consulate General of Israel, the Korean American Federation of Los Angeles, and Artists for Israel recently gathered to unveil a new mural in Koreatown. The mural was created in response to the alarming rise in anti-Asian hate and anti-Semitism, which coincided with the COVID-19 pandemic. LA City Council members Mark Ridley Thomas and Nithya Rahman attended in a show of support. The mural is meant to celebrate Los Angeles' commitment to diversity and solidarity against hate towards all people. Financial help is coming for Angelenos experiencing difficulty in making rent and housing payments due to conditions brought on by the pandemic. Council President Nuri Martinez, along with other city, state, and local officials, introduced the Housing is Key rental assistance program. The Housing and Community Investment Department, in addition to administering the program, will be contacting renters who have already applied for aid through the Emergency Rent Assistance Program. To find out if you qualify for aid, visit housingiskey.com or call 833-687-0967.
So question, how would you rate the sustainability plans your family practices each day? Do you think that much about it? Well, Cassie Rouser, the executive director of UCLA's Sustainable LA Grand Challenge, thinks about it all the time. I had a chance to sit down with her recently to learn more about local and global goals in sustainability. Can Los Angeles become the world's most sustainable megacity by 2050? To talk about this and other sustainability goals and projects, I'm excited to be joined by Cassie Rouser, Executive Director of the UCLA Grand Challenge in Sustainability.
So when I started, it was back in 2014. Remember, at the time, there was no city sustainability plan. There was no county sustainability plan. So we had sort of one of the first frameworks. We had at the time also developed and launched the first UCLA environmental report card, which tried to cover the different areas of sustainability in that very first one. That was back in 2015. And again, that was really an assessment of what's going on in the region.
So it's interesting because LA County got a C+ grade in this report. What are the implications?
A C+ I thought was pretty good because again, you think of the concrete jungle, but what a lot of people don't know, and honestly what I didn't know in moving up here to LA, was that over 65% of the land in LA County is natural area. We are considered one of the world's global biodiversity hotspots and the only one in the continental United States. And so this is a place that we need to protect and we need to restore, and I think be really mindful of the way we continue to urbanize, and so how we decide to use the land and how we decide to place ourselves within this ecosystem, I think is really critical and really important right now.
So just imagine, we're in 2050. What does the landscape look like if the Grand Challenge succeeds? 100%.
So, I mean, I think that's what we've been trying to do the last couple of years, is really reimagine what Los Angeles could be. And originally the targets for our program were to transition to renewable energy, to source our water locally. We see a greater tree canopy throughout the region. We'll definitely see a lot more electrification with vehicles. And so I don't think you need to sacrifice our communities and you know, the way LA looks to people and feels to people in order to be more sustainable and to reach these goals.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for planting the seeds to transform LA into the world's most sustainable megacity by 2050.
Thanks so much for having me.
LA Animal Services is doing their part to encourage more people to get vaccinated. The city agency hosted a one-time adoption event where special Adopt-a-Pet discounts were given to attendees with proof of COVID-19 vaccination. Check this out.
With the rising cases of COVID that we've been seeing, we wanted to offer pet lovers an incentive to be able to get their vaccine. And so what better way to do that than to be able to offer a discount. If you're fully vaccinated, you can adopt a pet at no cost. If you have just the first dose of your vaccine, you get 50% off the adoption fee for a dog or a puppy. Then if you haven't been vaccinated but are interested in getting a vaccine, at 3 of our locations, we have the LA Fire Department here to be able to administer the vaccine.
We have dogs, cats, we have rabbits, we have everything here at East Valley, and so we're really excited to have the public come in today and be able to take some of our residents home with them.
Bueno, el evento es de que es el primer día de que abrimos después de la pandemia. Además tenemos una campaña de vacunación y estamos dando la promoción de que si usted viene y se vacuna hoy.
Adoption is really important. I think that a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of animals looking for homes or that maybe had like a negative home in the past and need a great home. So I'm like all for adoption. I think it's a really great thing to do, and I feel like everyone should adopt a pet.
Adopt is always the best option because there's so many animals here that need forever living homes, and you know, they all need somewhere to go, and they're great animals.
It's only for today in terms of our adoption fee waivers, but we still are very, very motivated to have our community members as well as our employees become vaccinated. And so to the degree that this is a successful promotion, then we can look into having something similar in the future.
Imagine coffee with a cop, but outdoors with rakes and gloves. The Office of Council District 1 recently teamed up with the Northeast Advisory Board to spearhead a community cleanup with the help of officers from LAPD's Northeast Division.
We're cleaning up today around Sycamore Grove Park, so it's a combination cleanup and barbecue and get a chance to meet CD1, but also meet other community members who are concerned about issues around here.
Today we're gathered with members of the Northeast Community Police Advisory Board, which are members of Northeast Community that work with the Los Angeles Police Department, specifically Northeast Division, and we get together and work on ways to improve the quality of life issues within the community, try and reduce crime, and also to build better relationships with the police and the community.
As long as you want to help, everyone's welcome, and we do this all the time. It's not just on the weekends. You know, if you're a college student and you have afternoons off, anyone can do it at any time.
No, solo que cuando haya limpiezas comunitarias así, la comunidad se acerque y ayude, aunque no necesita invitación. Uno puede venir y ayudar aunque no lo inviten.
It's just, you know, part of the community type mentality. Like, if you want to feel safe to go outside or feel comfortable to go outside, do something about it so that when you do go outside, it's like, not only am I part of it, but someone else can experience a nice thing.
Queremos que vean que somos parte de la comunidad, que somos papás, mamás, hijos, hijas, hermanos, hermanas. Somos gente y también somos miembros de la comunidad. Que queremos hacer, trabajar juntos con todos para hacerlo, mejorar la área y reducir el crimen.
After several weeks, a group of South LA residents are still dealing with the destruction caused by an illegal fireworks detonation on June 30th, 2021. Fortunately, the Office of Council District 9, in partnership with a Coalition for Responsible Community Development, continues the cleanup efforts.
Our role in partnership with Council District 9's office, Current Price, is to get folks comfortable and move back in. We walked into some of the units and we cleaned some of the glass, cleaned some of the debris that was left behind, and we boarded up some of the windows, and we're still working. We've been here ever since, and we're about to be finished in the next 2-3 weeks, where we'll have exterior painting done, patching, stucco repair work, some window repair work, all exterior, as well as the window installations. We've already repaired and done some work in about 12 homes. This week we're finishing up 3 homes exterior work, painting, and as well as 3 homes installation of the windows. Next week we look to do another 3 to 4 exterior painting and work as well.
Gracias a Dios no me cayó nada, lo único que se quebraron las ventanas, fue todo. Pero sí, pues uno se espanta porque no sabe uno qué está pasando. Y estoy muy contenta, agradecida con los muchachos porque han hecho buen trabajo y rápido.
You know, of course, initially, you know, when something like this happens, it's always lots of unknowns and, you know, lots of questions, of course, but it's a group effort, and, you know, we've been now in great communication with the constituents. They all have our numbers. You know, we're here every day. Residents now trust us. They see us. Whenever there's something needed, hey, they just walk and tap me in the shoulder or my team, and we make sure that, you know, whatever they need, that it's arms reach away.
From the ongoing task of protecting Angelenos from fraud to the nuanced issues of vaccine mandates, the job of Los Angeles City Attorney is a tireless gig. In our featured story this week, Maria Hallbrown sits down with LA's chief lawyer and prosecutor, City Attorney Mike Feuer.
Well, he's been LA's chief lawyer and prosecutor since July of 2013. I am delighted to be joined today by LA City Attorney Mike Fuhr. You've been extremely vocal recently about vaccine mandates, and there are a lot of things in the air when it comes to vaccine mandates. So how would that work?
So let's identify a couple different categories of mandate. First, the City Council just approved a vaccine mandate for city employees. And I think that's really important, especially employees are coming in contact with the public all the time. The call for vaccine mandates just got a huge boost this week when President Biden announced that the FDA has given formal approval to the Pfizer vaccine. So for those people who've been hanging back, now they can go with confidence. Everything that's happening now with regard to the pandemic is something we are learning as we go through it. And we're learning lessons from this. And one of those lessons is, at this point, getting the vaccine is imperative and it's safe.
The pandemic created a lot of opportunities for scam artists, and you've been fighting very diligently about that as well. So what are some of the things that people should be cognizant of, aware of, and protect themselves from?
When there were those who attempted to price gouge, to charge excessive amounts for necessities, we worked closely with Amazon, for example, to help us identify who online was involved in trying to charge excessive amounts to the public, and we went after them. The public should know that we are investigating other facets of how the pandemic touches their lives, that intersection of consumer protection and public health. And it may be that in the next couple of weeks we emerge with some new information and perhaps a new case or two that will matter a lot.
Collector learning grab bags from the LA Public Library. The Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery hosts a new online exhibit, and the San Pedro Festival of the Arts brings dance to District 15. All this up next on Things to Do.
The Little Tokyo Branch Library invites parents of babies, toddlers, and kids to check out Learning Grab Bag, Kids Takeout Kits. After picking out some awesome library books, stop by the reference desk for a specially curated bag of goodies. Each colorable paper tote bag will be filled with tools to learn activities such as coloring, reading, collage, and more. The kits are available while supplies last. Pick up your Learning Grab Bag Kids Takeout Kit from the Little Tokyo Branch Library now through September 14th. For more details, call 213-612-0525. The Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery is pleased to bring art lovers Lithosphere, the first online solo exhibition by artist Vanessa McConnell. Lithosphere features a selection of paintings, works on paper, and related objects. Taking its title from a geological term describing the Earth's uppermost layer, the exhibition focuses on the layered power of expression and materiality. So be sure to check out Lithosphere, happening now through October 10th. To learn more, visit lamag.org. The San Pedro Festival of the Arts is back for 2021, and the free festivities are focused on the art of dance. On September 12th, check out performances at Alva's Showroom with artists like Pranamia Suri, Degas Dance Studio, LL Moves, and more. On September 19th, attend the Outdoor Stage at Anderson Park for performances from artists like Louise Reichland and Dancers, Jose Costas Contempo Ballet, and Fusion Flamenco. Don't miss the San Pedro Festival of the Arts, September 12th and 19th. For more information and to read their COVID-related entry policies, visit tryartsp.com. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.